Thanks for tuning in. Hope you told all your friends because we need a lot of viewership. The Marijuana Army is mounting. Great news to start us off with. I'm here with Ed Doctor and Kate Helava, right?
Halava.
Halava. And they're with MTCIA, right? Montana Cannabis Industries Association. So they're going to tell us some stuff about what's going on. They've already gave great information. The lawyer filed the injunction. The judge is on our side. And we can still advertise in the cannabis industry in Montana at least till July 1st. That gives us time. That gives us room to promote, to get out there and make sure we're ready, signed up, and have our voter registration cards renewed and are able to sign the petitions to keep this SB 423 from going through. So with that, they got a big thing going down at Caras Park. As soon as the show's over, we need you to get down there and support them and find out what's going on. I'm here with Ed and Kate. And tell us about the Montana Cannabis Industry Association and what you guys are doing to help us.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, the last day of the session, the last bill of the session was Senate Bill 423, and that was a Thursday night at 8 o'clock, 8:30. The next day, we came together, a group of us, and decided that Senate Bill 423 wasn't going to happen. So we started a variety of campaigns, one being to just create an injunction from the law from going into effect. The other is to initiate the referendum and get the signatures to keep the law from going into effect. We've also then taken the action to try to, and succeeded today, to keep the advertising ban from going into effect. So we're moving on all fronts.
Now, when this started, this association is brand new, right?
Couple weeks.
And
Right.
in that 2 weeks, you guys came out, said, this is what's going on, this is what we need to do. And was it 3 days or 5? I was told that you guys raised the $50,000 for the attorney.
Right around 3. I mean, we had with pledges, definitely 3. And those pledges came in over the weekend, Monday in the mailbox. So, yeah, it was pretty quick, pretty good response.
I invite, and this is a live call-in show. Can we get the number up for that? Let people call us and with their questions and comments, because I'd sure like somebody in the opposition, somebody who wants 423 to go through, and tell me any other industry or organization that can make a few phone calls and pull everybody in that business together in that short a time and raise $50,000. I think maybe the cattle industry here has enough money and pull to do that. But marijuana is the 3rd largest cash crop in the United States. The only difference is right now it's becoming medically legal in a lot of states, and so that money is no longer going to Mexico and Canada. It's filling our economy. That's great news. So what's coming up? What's going on at Caras Park, and what's in the upcoming?
An informational event, fundraiser. Get the community involved in what's going on. We've been doing it in a few cities across the state. We're just going to travel every week, go somewhere, and have a mixer for the industry. They can come and find out what's actually going on, who's in the board for the MTCIA, what we know, our strategy, and to be able to, listen to what people have to say as well. Give them some input. We need input from everybody, and through our website, we're really getting it. It's helping a lot.
And we're also, the gubernatorial candidate, Senator Dave Wanzenreed, will be speaking there tonight. So I think that's exceptional that we have a state senator who's willing to step up and
Instead of when he's
support our
going out.
democracy. Pardon?
Before he even gets in, he's
Yeah.
ready to say, this is where I stand.
Yeah,
That's
he's
right.
he's a passionate guy.
And
That's right.
I blogged on, or whatever, wrote on Facebook this morning that I have to say, as much as he has helped us and stood behind us, I'm really disappointed in Governor Schweitzer's decision to let this float. Because even if they have the 2/3 to block them, even, instead of saying I'm worried about a stain on my reputation because they might take away what I do, he could have took the initiative to stand behind us. He has in the past. We stand behind him. We talk a lot of good stuff about Governor Schweitzer. He has worked for the people. It's just a shame that he's on his way out and afraid to have any kind of bad marks, and kind of left us in the wind at this most crucial point. Even if they just vetoed it to give us more time to get our stuff ready, it would have been a boon for us and shown more support for the people, not just for the people in the medical cannabis industry, but for the people of the state that voted for this. Because again, I know, and we were speaking about this outside, I'm mad. I'm mad, folks, that somebody said you're too stupid to know what you voted for. I know what you want. I'll just do that. And I didn't vote anybody. My folks have passed away, and I don't remember voting in any parents to take care of me. So why is the people that were voted for suddenly thinking that they're my parents and know what I want better than me?
They know better.
They said that many times during the legislature.
Yeah.
They said the voters made a mistake. The voters made a mistake. The voters didn't know what they were doing.
Sometimes they get it wrong, and this time, unfortunately, they got it wrong.
That's what
Really?
that's
Walker
what
said that.
legislators were saying about citizens.
Yeah, I think Hitler said something close to that.
Yeah. Oh boy.
You know, it's just, this is communist fascism. It's not even socialist, because if it was socialist, we'd be getting some medicine like Canada.
Yeah, we would. We would be. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's a minority trying to control the majority, that's for sure.
Whatever you want to call it, it dang sure ain't democracy. Because
No,
democracy,
no.
my vote counts. And obviously in the state of Montana right now, my vote means nothing. I check boxes randomly without knowing what I'm doing, and somehow medical marijuana gets passed. Thank goodness there's people smarter than me to go in and change that.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, they kind of asked for it, you know? I mean, that's 62% in 2004. We're not the couch-locked stoners. Right now, we're getting these people, nice, we got a call, we're getting these people registered to vote. People, you know, they're informed now. They want to help us out.
Is there anybody there? Are you there?
Hello?
Hello? Do I got you? No?
Yes, hello?
Hi, you're on the Growing Green Show. Who do we have here? Remember, we're a PG show, so we need to keep profanity down. This is primetime television. We don't want to offend any little children's. What's your name?
This is, Joe with Montana Biotech.
Hey, Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm just bummed I couldn't make it out to any of the rallies, unfortunately, but I have been trying to be out there promoting what MTCIA is doing. They're doing a fantastic job.
Okay, you're barely coming through. I probably have a button I need to push to take the speaker up, but I don't know where that button is, Joe. So, say that again for me.
Oh, all I was saying is that I'm really glad that the MTCIA is out there doing a really good job. You know, out there promoting what we need to do, and out there, you know, getting the money together that we need with donations and that sort of thing. Being able to, you know, coordinate the people that you know, to helping. And Tiffany said this last week, I believe, you know, to get the cannabis army out there. I think it's great. I think they're doing a wonderful job.
Me too. Thanks for calling in, Joe. I appreciate
you.
Thank you.
As always, we appreciate the support. Folks, last week Joe called in. He told us he's going to send us some of his Grow Buddy kits so we can give a few out on the show. Someone can call in and get a free Grow Buddy and find out where your cannabis level is on your deal. When can I expect that, Joe? Are you still there? He's already gone. We'll get it, though. We'll get that. We'll get some stuff there for you. And we've got some CDs coming from Shane Knight. Some of the music we use on the show and a bunch more stuff. If you're not familiar with the name, he was the bassist for Great White before the tragic fire that ended kind of all of their togetherness. He's come back, and great guy, doing some great music. And go ahead, caller.
Hey, Cassidy, this is Joe again. I didn't mean to drop you there. No, absolutely. I was planning on sending some of those over to you. I was shooting on maybe Tuesday. You could get a couple of those Grow Buddies.
All right,
so
awesome.
You can get those out there.
So if you're watching, I believe we have our email address up finally, maybe not, but you can send us an email and find out more information about that. I've been trying to get Joe the video back from that and have failed miserably, but I will figure out a way to get it all on my flash drive or some device to get it to you. Hey, Joe, thanks for calling. I want to get back to Ed and Kate and let them get down to Karis Park. So I'm going to go ahead and kick you off here.
I'll get those to you, like I said, Tuesday at the latest.
All right, folks, we'll have something like on next week. We'll have something you can call in and get a Grow Buddy. Thanks, Joe.
Absolutely.
So I want to get back to you guys for a second. You're having a big fundraiser, and people can meet our new gubernatorial candidate, correct? And what was his name again?
Senator Dave Wanzenreed.
One of them, one of the gubernatorial our candidate that's
Our
behind us, and that's what. Go, Greg.
I think Senator Wanzenreed, he cares about the patients, wants to make sure that they get the cannabis, but he also is outraged at the way his fellow legislators like you were saying, we're acting like the citizens didn't know what they
We're
were
stupid.
doing.
We're just dumb
Absolutely.
Montanans.
And we want to vote for somebody who respects our vote.
Now, let me ask this: is South Dakota are they a medical state?
No,
yet?
they lost by
They
a
lost.
lot.
So, because you hear a lot of South Dakotian jokes in Montana,
We should hear more.
and obviously, as far as the Republican Party is concerned, South Dakotans or North Dakota, it's North Dakotans jokes here, and they are smarter than Montanans because they know what they're voting for. They said no, I guess. We are dumb. I'm sorry, Montana, that's how we're viewed.
Yeah. It's a
So,
bummer.
I know you guys need to get down there. You got a lot of people waiting on you.
We hope.
Is there anything else you want to tell our viewers before you?
There's beer and wine, hot dogs. El Cazador's got some burritos and Mexican food down there. We got a glass blower coming. We have T-shirts, some great political T-shirts.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we have
very
some
funny.
MTCIA shirts as well. These that I'm wearing right here.
You give me a shirt and I'll wear it on one of my episodes.
All right,
All right.
we'll get you
on one
one.
of the shows. And I'm running out of cool Hawaiian shirts to wear for my show, folks. So if you have something,
Send them in.
if you have something you want me to wear on the show, my closet always needs more stuff. Send me stuff and I will wear it for you. Because I'm here to, you know what? I don't make much, folks. Look, you see that?
Ooh.
That's where I'm at in life.
Send 'em shoes,
okay?
too. Size 10
but that's
and a half.
okay because this ain't about making a buck for me. This is about helping us. I have a night job. I work a few nights a week, and that's where I'm scraping through to pay my bills. My sponsors help me scrape by here, and thank God for them. So yeah, you were talking about you have a glass blower that's coming down to
We do
Karis
have a glass
Park, and actually we have him here for you right now. So I'm going to let these guys go here in a second, and we're going to switch over to Derek from Flame Tree Glass. And he's going to blow a pipe for us right here. He's just outside the studio
Yes,
doors.
these shoes.
For he's going to blow a pipe for us live right on TV. And then he's going to pack everything up and run down there, and you can go see him live at Karis Park. Of course, you want to be fashionably late so that when you get there, you've just finished watching the Growing Green Show. So, hey, I want to thank you guys again for coming.
Thanks.
We appreciate your time. I know you're busy, and for you to take time out to come down and talk about the show, let us know.
Thanks a lot, Cassidy.
Let us know if the lawyer came through. We have advertising. Heard
That's
that
right.
straight from MTCIA.
IA.
And we're looking forward to your calls. So come on in. We're going to switch right now to tell you a quick word about our sponsors. And when we come back in less than a minute, we're going to have Derek from Flame Tree Glass. So go ahead and let our sponsors tell everybody how great they are, folks.
We're the Montana Cannabis and Hemp Foundation, your mature, professional, reliable caregivers, located at 401 West Broadway, Suite C, Missoula, Montana.
Are we on?
Okay, well, folks, we're back. I don't want to get in his way, but this is Derek. Welcome to the show, Derek.
How's it going?
Hey, thanks so much for coming in. It's cool that you're here.
No problem, man.
A lot of work, and this wasn't as simple as just stopping by, folks. This was a lot of work to bring all this stuff down and set up outside for us. I'm glad to be able to get down to the park after and see you guys. So what's the first step? What are you doing now, Derek?
Well, I'm gonna take this flare. It came off of a 4-foot tube, and I chop it up into a section, and I add this handle to it so I can work the glass. Actually, I'm gonna open up the flare.
Glass tube.
Just a small piece of glass tube, but I'm gonna actually flare the end of it open, so that's why they call it a flare.
And And that's not like what was in Grandpa's garage there. That's quite a little device you got wrapped around you. What's
Yeah, this is a Nortel Red Max torch. It runs off of propane and oxygen. I'm gonna plug up the end of my blow handle here so I don't burn my hand.
Good. Folks, this is a real treat. I'm so happy to be able to give this to you. I hope you're all
Absolutely.
at
Thank
home
you for
enjoying
having me.
this. Now, you got a whole bunch of sticks and rods in there.
This
What's
is called
the,
Latticino cane. And it's basically just glass that I've pre-made and spun up. So there's spirals going all the way through the glass. And then I'm gonna add it to the inside.
that's what they call blowing inside out?
Yeah.
Inside out pipes or... So you actually open that up, put everything in it, and then shrink the glass down around it?
Yeah, exactly. You put the color on the inside, and then the glass, the clear is less dense than the color, so the color seeps up into it. So you get a really cool 3D effect.
Folks, if you see a flash out there that you're not expecting, it's because we're right outside the studio, and the wind's blowing a little bit, dropping little leaves down. So we might get an extra flame or two, but Derek's assistant, Will, is just off set and ready with a fire extinguisher to keep me from getting in trouble. Which I'm worried about Will and Derek's safety, but they know what they're doing, and I'm more worried that MCAT will burn down and I'll go to jail.
Hey, the fire marshal told me I was legit to blow glass outside in public, so.
Right, and he has made a lot of safety precautions that aren't on here. That's a flame-proof board that he's working on, set over a table, and he has fire extinguishers, water on, and Will, another person there, just in case something goes wrong.
Better stick your head in here, Will. Come on.
Hey, Will, thanks
there,
for being
people.
on the show. Oh yeah, don't let me forget. I need you guys to sign a little thing saying you can't sue me later. Now, while you're doing that, I'm going to switch the camera over real quick and show everybody some pieces that he's already done. And this will be a pipe when you're done, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And will it be that big around?
No, it'll shrink down. It'll be about a 3-inch spoon pipe, 4 inches maybe.
Okay, and we'll show you some of those now. Yes, yeah, something like that. Let's go ahead. Now you're gonna get to see a little backroom stuff here. Here, let me take this with me, and I'll come back over here for the folks. While he's doing that, if I can go ahead and get a camera back over here, and we'll switch. We're going to show you some of his already finished pieces, some things that he's got done, and he'll have these on display down at Terrace Park also. Amazing. And as soon as he switches to something else, folks, I'm going to show you what that is too. But just so you don't get blinded by the light, let's say, we'll take a second and switch over, focus in, and I can take a call. If we got anybody out there that has some questions or has comments, maybe somebody's already met Derek and has a piece at home that they want to tell everybody how great it is, give us a ring. Let us know what's going on out there in Missoula. Or maybe everybody's already bailed on me to Terrace Park. Which is your only good reason for not watching the show today, is you wanted to be there for the beginning. So there's some stuff up now. This piece right there, if you could stop right there for a second. Let me show everybody this. It looks like an octopus when you're up close to it, and this ball moves. It looks like kind of a globe or whirl on the back, something. Like an egg.
That's actually my Mother's Day present.
Octopus was your Mother's Day present?
But definitely show it off because it's one of the better pipes I've made all year.
It's awesome, really cool. And let me just twist it around some. There's a little arm And I keep forgetting the microphone. I apologize for that. But if you look at it from the front here, it looks kind of like an octopus. And then it has something in its deal, maybe an egg pouch. So that's really cool. A couple other pieces he has. If you just like glass and you're not so much into marijuana, or you're someone who likes edibles, but you still like all the beauty that comes with glass, some of the other pieces he does are like this here. This little deal is a drop that goes on a necklace. And he has some bigger ones, if I can get that in there. All right, there you go, right there. That's beautiful. That's just beautiful work, folks. And these, I'm guessing this is a bubbler. Back here, can you bring that back up to catch this? And I'm guessing this is what they call a bubbler, Derek. Can you see that on the television? Oops, I took it out of the shot. Sorry, folks. I'm still learning. But it has a little drop down to put water in to smooth things out. And here's another one. I'll switch that around and bring some stuff out so you can. This is just so beautiful. I don't want you to miss anything. So this, for folks that are new and don't know much about it, this is what they call a bubbler. It's got a stem that goes down in, and you can add water. So instead of having a bong, as they call them, or a water pipe, a tall one, this one is something you can keep on your coffee table and use it anytime. This is what they call a chillum. And chillums are kind of like baseball bats of the 60s or one-hitters, except for it has a little bigger bowl. And it's kind of like a cigarette pipe. And you can just pack a little bit into the end and smoke it kind of like a cigarette or a straight deal. Especially good for folks with disabilities that cause them to have trouble using their hands. Something you can use with just one hand. There she's showing some of the already made hemp necklaces with the drops on them. And looks like he's getting busy out there. Are you ready for us to come back and see something cool? We're gonna switch around again and get back to Derek and let you see some of the awesome stuff that's going on. Again, you can go down to Caras Park and see this live. It's live now, but you can go down and stand right in front of him and watch this. It's amazing. And how long have you been doing this, Derek?
This would probably be my 9th year.
What brought you into it?
My dad used to tell me stories about when he was a kid. He lived in Germany, and his best friend over there was generation after generation of glassblower. So that's what really got me interested in, looking at a glass bottle and how is it made. And
so what got you into making marijuana pipes? Was it there's just not too many bottle makers already?
it's, the way to pay the bills, man. It gets me money, and it's the quickest way to do it. Art's hard to market. Art's hard to sell a lot of the time. This is guaranteed money. There's a lot of people out there that make their living off of doing this, And ever since the initiative got passed, my business has picked up unbelievably.
A lot more shops taking.
Oh yeah, so many. I mean, with all these dispensaries, I can't blow enough glass to keep everybody happy. That's why I got Will now.
So you're actually hiring extra help.
I had to, yeah.
And that's due to the fact that.
Yeah, my business is actually growing, compared to 5 years ago when I was struggling to get by.
So if they get this 423 through, what happens to your business?
Well, I mean, I go back to struggling. I gotta find other ways to make money, side jobs. This is my passion. This is what I love,
And what about Will? Will you be able to, is he, your sidekick, or is he just somebody?
Sorry, I can't hear you, bro. You want to come a little closer?
What about Will? Is he, obviously if you can't do this anymore, you're not gonna be able to keep a second person.
Will's been blowing now for a little while, off and on, watching me a lot, I started off, probably watched 500 hours before I even got on a torch, you know, just so I had the basic aspect of it.
That is so amazing. Look at that. Not something you want to put your hands on, obviously. I see you
I
have.
hurt my elbow really bad last week. It was probably the worst one ever.
And
I hit my small torch pulling something out of my kiln. And if it would have been my big torch, I probably would have been going to the hospital.
And I want to reiterate on that, folks. 9 years. This man's a professional. He knows what he's doing. This is not something you want to try at home. This is not something you want to just buy yourself a little kit and think you're going to do it, because it takes a lot of time and obviously effort. 500 hours just watching before he ever did any work. And he has all the safety precautions in place. And since I don't know what all those are to tell you, please do not try this at home. This is dangerous stuff. And again, Will was saying, I'm sorry, Derek was saying, you know, he's got an extra employee now, and someone else hired on help. This is common in our area right now because of the cannabis industry in the last 6-7 years. Everybody I talk to, and Missoula's maybe a little more progressive and into, you know, new ideas, or allowing alternative lifestyles in a lot of places here in Montana, but everywhere here, people are up in arms. People who don't have anything to do with marijuana, but their business prospers and flourishes because of the cannabis industry here. Because people in Montana were too stupid to know what they wanted to do. They checked the wrong box, marijuana became legal, and now we're coming out of a recession, which isn't bad for stupid people. So, again, I urge you to remember this. We're coming up for an election, folks. This is going to be an election year, next year for sure. We're going to have new people in. Those people that you vote for, make sure they're the ones that are voting what you want. Because the people that just came out of the legislation voted what they wanted for you. And
Vote them people out of office.
you know, the only way to show people that the people still run is to take them out of power. You know, as soon as people, and that's why we have the checks and balances in this country that we do, is because as soon as people think they have too much power, we can take it away from them. You know, a lot of people, especially in Montana, are against gun control and are for gun rights. And what a lot of people don't know is that amendment never said that we had the right to bear arms. It said we had the right and responsibility, folks. And it wasn't so that we could hunt. It wasn't, we don't need guns to go out and kill deer. That amendment was made so that should our government become out of control, the people should form a local militia. We have the right and responsibility to own and bear arms, to join a local militia should our government become out of control, to stand up and take it back. That's not me, folks. That's your Constitution. Read it. Everybody that's screaming, if they knew about guns the way they were going to be, they wouldn't want that. They just wanted to hunt. They didn't want to hunt, folks. They wanted to take out people that were trying to keep them from being free. Now, we don't necessarily need to go shooting people that want to keep us from being free. We have a voting system. We can go in and we can vote them out. They waited till the last minute to get this. They wanted to push it through on us like we didn't know what was going to happen. But a new vote is coming, and we can take those people right out of office. We put them there. We can take them out. And it's not, you know, you don't have to. I'm not telling nobody how to vote. If you like what they're doing, stick with them. They certainly want to take care of you. They know what you need and are willing to tell you how to live your life. So if that's what you're looking for, they're there for you. I want democracy, folks. I want to go down and vote, and I want my vote to count. And once I vote for something, I don't want anybody taking my vote away. So he's almost finished, it's looking like. Now, Tiffany was supposed to be here any time now. I think she'll be here within 5 minutes, so you might be bored with me chatting when Derek's done. He's going to come sit on our little panel with me. and talk some politics. This wasn't meant to be a political show, folks. Jason also couldn't make it today at my bud tender, but he will be back. He's on his way now, but I think it will be close to the end of the show before he gets here. So, but Derek is a caregiver along with being a glass blower, and he's going to come on and talk some shop and some politics. And Tiffany's going to be here discussing, instead of cooking, we're not going to cook today. We're going to discuss some of the ideas of infusion and bringing marijuana into your cooking. Once I'm done with this season of the show, folks, which my sponsor gave me, I got at least 4 more weeks, and MCATS gave me the open to go 4 more after that. I'm not going to ask him to hold this up for us because it looks hot, but I am going to try to focus in a little bit on that and give you a close-up of what was just made and created right in front of your eyes. Look at that, folks. And that was about 15 minutes of work and a little bit of blurriness. We might have to back out just a hair to get it to folks. Look at that. Derek, wow. I wish we had an audience to clap for you, but I don't have room in this studio. Thank you, studio audience.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
That's great. And I'll be back over here in my little spot waiting. Derek's going to come over and join me, and then when Tiffany gets here, she'll jump right in. So, we're back, I guess. Maybe we can switch it out, and there we go, folks. Here we are. Welcome back to the Growing Green Show. We'll take your calls if you're interested. You can talk to Derek and any questions that you have for him. He'll be glad to answer. And let's talk about the other side of this. You're a caregiver,
Yes.
along with a glass blower.
Yeah, I took on my mom as a patient and another one of my friends, and basically just to
Let's take that one off.
help them out with their medicine, you know.
How many patients do you have relying on you right now?
Just 2. I'm pretty small time.
Okay, and you're growing for them.
Yes.
Do they know how to grow themselves if this passes and they're stuck to the only marijuana you can have is your own?
I've been teaching my mom a little bit because we do it at our house in Helmville. So I've been showing her the ropes a little bit. Mostly I'm self-taught. Did a lot of reading.
Yeah. One of my big concerns about this, and we shown that clip last week with Governor Schweitzer saying I just took an excerpt from it, folks, but the beginning and the end of the part that he was talking about medical marijuana, his first line was, "You're not going to be happy." His last line was, "You're not going to be happy." Mm-hmm. Let's see if we have a call here. Welcome to the Growing Green Show. Who do we have on the phone there?
Michelle Powell.
Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Doing great. How are you doing?
Wonderful. What can we do today? What can we do?
I was wondering if Derek gave out classes.
It's something that I've been looking into doing. I live 60 miles out of town, so it's kind of hard to get anybody out there. But I would do it if somebody was that interested, definitely.
So what if there was somebody
Definitely.
around Missoula that would set up a studio area for you to come weekly and
That's another thing that I've been looking into. I've been trying to find somewhere downtown Missoula, a storefront where I can set up and maybe work a couple hours during the day, And yeah, that'd be great.
So if anybody's interested in something like that, Derek's open. I think we have his information to throw up. There we go. Do we have his number back there? No, you're still on.
That would be great.
Okay, well, so feel free to look around. We'll have Derek's information. We'll have this information on the Growing Green website for you to go in and click and find his information if you don't get it off the show today. And go ahead. I maybe they didn't get the phone number up there.
406-396-8548.
Okay, and also Derek will be down at Caras Park as soon as we leave here. He'll be packing up and heading down there and taking the show. I'll be down there filming, getting some of that for next week, we hope, if I'm able to squeeze in time for editing. And as long as we're still waiting for Tiffany, I also want to say, take a minute out and say that our lawyer we talked about earlier gave us. What's that?
I said, thank you so much. I think it would be a great opportunity, especially on other glass making stuff. I see he's got some necklaces around his neck, pendants.
And are those harder to make?
They take a little bit longer. There's a lot of detail that goes into the pendants. I can do a lot of letters in a pendant. This one here says Flame Tree, my company name in it. Pretty much anything custom that you want, I can do.
So it's not just at whim. You can actually build stuff to what people want.
Oh, absolutely. That's more of what I'm into, is building stuff to suit for the needs of what people want.
All right. Well, Ms. Powell, does that answer your questions?
That does. Thank you guys so much.
And
Nice to see
also-
you at Karis Park.
All right. We'll see you down there. I look forward to it. We'll throw my web address up. I think we have that programmed in, and people can find us there. Thank you, Ms. Powell, for calling us. Again, we're still waiting for Tiffany to show up. She's going to talk to us some about infusion and how, besides just the recipes we show you on here, how you can fold this into a lot of your different everyday cooking. Hello, caller. Welcome to the Growing Green Show. What's your name?
Jay Hart.
Hi, Jay. How you doing?
Good, good. How you guys doing?
Good. What do you got for us today? You got a question, a comment, or?
Just a comment. I own a few pieces from Derek and a couple pendants, and they are definitely the most durable pieces I've ever had. They've been dropped, kicked around, and they just never broke. They still work like a champ.
Awesome. And that's I'm getting one today because I lost my one I just had, and I got it 2 weeks ago because I broke the one I had before that. I am a
That's
glass.
not going to happen with one of mine.
I am a glass blower's best buddy. I keep breaking everything. So
Well, I'm glad you ran into me. Won't happen anymore.
You know what? I am too. And actually, I'm an old friend of your brother's.
Definitely.
Phenomenal.
I've dropped pieces downstairs and everything. Everything just, it never breaks.
That's awesome. Good work. It's good work, folks. And you'll be able to see it live here in just a little bit down at Karis Park. The show you got to see on here will be replayed right in front of your eyes down there. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go, caller, unless you had something else you wanted to say.
All right. Nope. I'll just see you guys down at Karis.
All right, we'll see you down there. Thanks for being part of the show today.
Thanks, Jay.
Tiffany is here in the studio, and we'll have her come out and join us and banter around and hate on mean politicians that are not doing what we want them to. I had an email someone was sent me, and it was I couldn't get it transferred over to video today to be able to put it on here for you. But I'm going to describe it today, and I'll figure out what I did wrong before, and I'll have it here for you next week. But it's basically what's going on here. It says it's a 2-story outhouse, and if you can envision this, it's just a wood structure with 2 doors and a ladder going up to the top story. And the top floor says politicians, and right below that there's another door to the bottom outhouse that says voters. And that's where we're at, folks. We are the
Absolutely.
voters. And the politicians are up there in that outhouse right now. And I ain't happy. And let me promise you, a whole bunch of other people in Montana ain't happy. And come voting time, I think there's going to be some politicians that ain't happy either. So she's climbing in from the back. Let me go ahead and welcome Tiffany onto the set.
Hey Cassidy, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
How are you?
All right. Yeah, Tiffany,
everybody.
this is Derek, Flame Tree Glass.
Nice to meet you.
Here, very nice
I
to
know
meet
you got a lot going on. You're running out of town, and you were last minute able to get in here and spend a little bit of time with us.
I have really good news. Guess
You
what?
have good news.
The judge signed the restraining order for us, and we
Right.
get advertising. So
Yes.
we're gonna still have advertising. That's really good.
And
So-
we need advertising because the Growing Green Show needs you to sponsor us and to promote you through promoting us so that I have what it takes to continue here. So feel free to get a hold of us. We need your support and coming together and supporting each other and everything we're doing here. You know what? That's about where Montana really is. It's what Montana is really about, is neighbors helping neighbors and coming together and sticking together. And then you know, for the, I've been in 12-step programs, and one of the people at one of them told me once that, or made the comment that once you get below the gutter, there's more love and caring and addiction than probably anywhere in the world. And marijuana, they told, is this bad drug, and it's throughout its history has been something that's shared between people. That's something that they're trying to take away, I guess. It's medical. You shouldn't be able to share medicine with other people, except for that the culture of this cannabis is a sharing effect. And I think the studies back of the children in Russian orphanage, that they gave some of them attention every day and held them and cared for them, and others they just left in their cribs, and the ones that were just left alone curled up and died for lack of human touch. And cannabis, throughout its history, has been something that people shared together. They smoke together, they laugh, they joke, they sing Kumbaya around campfires with flowers and hippie beads. And, you know, there's 30,000 people. This is what they're screaming about in the deal. There's oh my God, there's 30,000 people with cards using marijuana. And I believe what we checked on it, and 25%, is that the number you had? 25% of the people in the state suffer from chronic pain.
Yeah, you know, we're saying that in Montana, there's, you know, to have so many people that need cannabis for chronic pain. Well, in Montana, we're loggers. Woohoo! Sorry, we're having wind issues here with our stage. But no,
Sorry,
seriously,
folks, we're back.
our people, we're loggers, we're farmers, we're hardworking people. We pick rock, we break our backs, we go out hunting. We're not people that sit in offices and sit behind computers. We work very hard, and we do a lot of work in the environment. And of course, we have chronic pain. You know, I'd like to see statistics on how many of these people under 30 have come back from fighting our war, have come back from saving our homelands from terrorism, and we're going to turn our backs on them and say your chronic pain and your problems, they're not significant enough for us to address. There's no way you can have these problems, and there's no way that you would possibly need cannabis.
Well, and wasn't the PTSD, that was, what, I don't even know what happened with that bill. I know that, or maybe it was.
I think it's still moving steadily along.
The PTSD was being added to the list so that soldiers coming back from war and protecting us will have cannabis for them to fight the anxiety of coming from a place where everybody's trying to kill you to a place where when you meet people, you're actually supposed to shake their hand instead of shoot them. They want to shake your hand, folks. But my brother served several tours and in several wars there before. He's been 20 years in the military. And he uses, in Washington State, has a medical cannabis card, and uses, part of that is for PTSD. And when things get to be too much around him, and when he closes his eyes and sees his friends dying in front of him, and hears rockets and blasts going off, when he wakes up in the middle of the night, trying to keep himself away from his wife so he doesn't kill her.
Solve that.
You know what I mean? It's there to put him back to sleep, to relax him, to let his nerves take a break. My dad served 22 years in the military, did 3 tours in Korea and 2 in Nam, or vice versa, and was not a user of cannabis, but respected me and my knowledge that this helped me. I had slight ADHD as a child, but my folks weren't putting me on speed.
No way.
So I seem like I maybe had a little ADHD.
No way.
I do this at another job and was going to school on top of it till my mother passed. So I stay busy, folks.
This man gets no sleep.
But it slows me down, and I can talk to people. And that's not what I take it for. You can see my little brace on my knee, and this just helps me get through the night standing in front of a cash register so that I can pay my rent and my power bill. This is not what I'm on medical marijuana for. It hurts. It hurts. I could be, probably.
But you're not allowed to have chronic pain. You're healthy
Nobody's
Montanan,
allowed to hurt anymore.
We're not allowed to have
And this shoulder over here, this is what they are using, because they have an X-ray of the bone degeneration. So you can see me limp around and say, oh, well, maybe he does need that. But what you don't see is when I'm in the beer cooler at the gas station, lifting 50-pound cases up and down, and feels like an ice pick stuffed through my arm. You know, you don't see my girlfriend cringing watching me. The other day, it was just thumping through it. I just got my card back. I just got my new card, a renewal. I had to go a few days without because things are lagging so bad. So I was without for close to a week or so, 2 maybe. And the pain was so bad that I did finally take
without your medicine.
Yeah, I finally did take. I don't want to use the name brand, but an NSAID for the little blue NSAIDs for my shoulder to kill it. Ice packs, and I was walking around like I'd been shot. I mean, I was crunched up like this, just trying to hold it in a spot that didn't hurt. And it hurts all the time. So don't get me wrong. Cannabis does not solve your problems. But it lets you breathe while they're going on. You know, I can smoke after work, and the pain will subside enough for me to fall asleep. You know, I can take a break from life when I need to, and just forget about the stress and everything else that goes on. And you know, when I was a kid, they said drugs don't solve your problems. Then you come back, they're right there. And I don't disagree with that, folks. In fact, I do disagree with all the pills they shove down people to solve their problems.
Absolutely.
Because they're not solving them, they're just causing more. They're up to 300 deaths a year in Montana from opiates and benzoid and narcotics.
And you know, I found a new fact out today. 400,000 Americans die every year from getting diseases in the hospitals, getting ODs from the medicines, but actually a lot of those 400,000 are, they won't call them overdoses because the doctor prescribed 2 different drugs that didn't interact well, or the body rejected it. And that's not something that we address. There's over 400,000 people a year that die from these pharmaceutical drugs. People need to be addressing that. We're every day putting our children on new things, and the paragraphs today, I was researching a medication, and what they were prescribing the medicine for was repeated 3 different times in the effects of the medicine. So how can you prescribe something to prevent something, yet
It has a
the
side
effects,
effect.
the side effects are the same thing you're trying to
And
prevent?
if that
makes-
pill doesn't work, they're just going to give you
Yeah,
another one.
So, you know, and you know,
Well,
to
and
address
side
the-
effects are so wild. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, yeah.
they made some new oil for potato chips that was good for you that might make you poop your pants. So I don't.
Yay!
We're down to about 15 minutes. Jason's here. I want to go ahead and say thanks again to Derek.
No problem.
Thank you for being on the show and giving
Thank you.
us such a great demonstration. I look forward to being down at Caras Park and seeing some of the other stuff you're working on. Several steps you guys weren't able to see because he came here before, got set up. His kiln wasn't. We're not able to plug the kiln in because to move it, it would be too hot and burn through his car probably. So he'll have that set up. If you go down there after the show, he can actually build you a piece right in front of you and kiln it
Absolutely.
and have it ready for you to take home today. Custom piece made in front of you in 20 minutes, half hour, and take it home.
Come down to Caras Park.
Yeah,
And,
everybody.
and
Yeah.
while we're there, we'll support the Montana Cannabis Industry Association. Find out more about our gubernatorial candidate, Greg Swinson.
Waynesride.
That guy. We're going to find out some more about him. Hopefully we'll have some of that on the show next week. And more about what our lawyer's doing for us. We, folks, the stupid people of Montana came together, got the cash, got a lawyer to fight for us against our oppressors, the communist, fascist people that are stuffing things down our throat that we didn't vote for. So, I'm bitter, folks. I'm bitter. Derek, thanks so much for
Thank you.
coming. We'll see you down at Caras Park. I'll give
Absolutely.
you a chance to get your stuff packed up and get down there so you don't miss any more of the show.
Cool.
And meanwhile, while he goes out, Jason's going to come in, and we're going to talk a little bit about infusion. Before that happens, Brian got with us this week, and we shot a new public service announcement about SB 423, our attorney, the Montana Cannabis Industries Association, and updates on NORML. So I want to bring that to you now. We're going to have that on for you every week, so you get that information. It'll also be put onto our webpage and hopefully plugged in as a PSA through regular cycle, because we want everybody to have this information. So we're going to go to that right now. I want to welcome you back to Brian from the Montana Cannabis and Hemp Foundation, one of our sponsors, along with Sapphire Services. Thank you again, Derek. Here's that for you now. Thanks, folks.
Montana is flooded with bad politics and bad laws right now. Hi, I'm Brian Spellman, co-owner of TMCHF, the Montana Cannabis and Hemp Foundation in downtown Missoula. Patient rights are under attack in Montana, and Senate Bill 423 will make it extremely difficult, if not impossible, for patients to obtain their medical cannabis after June 30th. The Montana Cannabis Industry Association is fighting to ensure your rights are upheld, but we need your help. Be sure you are registered to vote. You can check at canivote.org. Voter registration forms are available at the county courthouse and from most caregivers. Support the Montana Cannabis Industry Association as generously as you can. Your support is vital to upholding your rights. Keep informed and help inform your friends, your family, your community. This fight is more than just for medical cannabis. Remember, if the legislature can do this to us, they can do it to any group in the state. You cannot participate in the upcoming petition drive if you are not registered to vote. There's no need for you to drown in this high water of bad politics. The Montana Cannabis and Hemp Foundation thanks you for your support.
Hey, folks, welcome back to the show. And Jason's here, so if you got calls, if you're growing out there, growing your own, and you've got questions or something you need to know, or you just want to let us know how good you are, give us a call, let Jason know. In the meantime, Tiffany, you're going to tell us a little bit about, we're not cooking anything today, but you're going to tell us some about ideas, I guess, of infusing cannabis oils and butters into our food.
Well, that, and I was just gonna, talk a little bit about reiterating the importance of using cannabis in your diet as a medicine. Ancient times, like Cassidy was saying earlier, they used to pass the joint around, or the old medicine pipe. But it was also made into stews, it was made into soups, it was used as poultices, it was used as rubs, salves. It's a healing medicine. It topical. It brings people together in culture, but it also, we need to,
Let me stop you for just a second, because that's something you said that I didn't know before, and it's kind of new to me, as I've learned about it while I've been doing the show, and met so many people in it. But there is, you say it's real good topical, and there are creams and lotions that are being made out of cannabis for different skin ailments, or that goes through. How does that work? Could I rub a topical cream on my shoulder that'll soak in and help stop the pain?
You can.
Yes, it will work topical.
Yep, and I actually, Tiffany's Treats and Sapphire Patient Services does supply several different topical creams. They're wonderful, when you use cannabis as a topical cream, it's sinking into your blood cells, it's absorbing, you're getting oxygen to much needed muscles, to joints, to tendons. After the oxygen is there, you're enhancing healing, you're enhancing cell structure, cell growth. I burnt myself terribly on my hand and wasn't able to go to the doctor because I don't have insurance, and cannabis is my everyday life, and so I figured I'm gonna use cannabis to help myself heal, and it was 3rd-degree burns. It was terrible, loss of nerve and everything, but when I used the cannabis, I was able to heal and have my hand back and working within a week. There was no infection, there was no any bad recourse from that. So it's really important. My grandma, who sews and does a lot of things with her hands and stuff like that, has a ton of pain, and is able to use the cannabis as a pain relieving method, and still continue to do your day. You're not going to get, high off of using a salve. You need, to understand that.
It actually, you don't get a high using a salve generally either, that I've noticed, but it has a tendency to actually go to the nerves and just kind of soothe it. I mean, like a lot of pain medications, it doesn't take away all the pain, but it takes the edge off of it, and it's natural and biodegradable, and all the rest of that. Plus, it's a viable economic solution to some of our economic woes. Over in the East, we got the big oil boom, and all of that is going pretty good. Right now, we're kind of looking at a tourist season with $5 a gallon gas. Granted, they say it's gonna, gas prices are gonna drop or whatever, but tourism is one of our main industries, and it's, we're stuck in. They've shut a lot of our lumber industry and everything out on the west. So tourism.
And one of the good things about the cannabis industry in Montana is that we do accept cards from other states. So that opens up tourism. At this point, right. Under the current law, we do accept cards from other states.
There was somebody starting like a bed and breakfast for patients from out of state, because there's so many states that are, and it's just
the industry
medical patients. They can come in with, as long as they got their card, they can get their medicine, they can enjoy our scenery and everything else. They're not worried about a criminal charge and some of the other more beautiful, transporting. They can come, they can get their medicine here. We, under the current laws, we can provide them their medicine because we do accept out of state.
All right, we're just about out of time. I want to reiterate a couple of things. Again, thanks to Derek from Flame Tree Glass, Tiffany from Tiffany's Treats, and Jason from the Montana Cannabis and Hemp Foundation. Thanks to Brian Spellman from the Montana Cannabis and Hemp Foundation for getting with me and getting that information out to everybody. Next week, because I was going to do it this week and forgot, or didn't have, I thought about it all week. I just didn't get there. But I'll get by. I'm going to get a voter registration card. We're going to do that live on the show because I moved, so I need to change mine. So I'm going to do that and show you how simple it is. It's one short little sheet. There's probably some down at Karis Park right now. There are all your caregivers. If your caregiver doesn't have a voter registration form for you to sign, go get a new caregiver.
See, that's honest. It's down to that.
Because
the people.
It's the people that are standing up and fighting for us that we want to be. I want a caregiver that cares. Bottom line.
Caregiver.
And Jason's mine right now. So and he does. And he does because he comes here for free and does this for me every week. Tiffany comes here and actually gives me stuff. So, these people are great.
This is about us being able to provide. Like, I put on my Facebook post too. It's not about the money. It costs so much to grow, and it's real counterproductive for the normal person to grow properly, good quality medicine. It really is. But we want to do what we can for that. Right. But it's about compassion and taking care of our people. I mean, I don't know,
neighbors.
Most of us that are caregivers, and I mean a bunch that I know, we have patients that have cancer. If they don't have family or friends, we're there with them, during their treatments, etc. I mean, that's what it's there for.
All right, folks, I know I'm about to get cut off, so let me let you know, again, get down to Karis Park. We'll see you there. We're going to be there setting up some films, so you can be on TV next week if you want. And Derek's going to be there along with the new gubernatorial candidate and representatives from the Montana Cannabis Industry Association, newly formed. Your money at work. All the donations that people put in coming together to save us.
Yeah,
so,
please help.
Thanks again to you guys. Thanks to Derek and to Kate and Ed and to my web designer, James Henderson. And everybody else I forgot. All right, I love you all. Thank you so much for bringing this to the people out there. We need sponsors. Let me say thank you to you next week. We're out of time, folks. Have a great week. We'll see you back next Friday.
Thank you.
I'd like to tell you a bedtime story about my friend who's insane. It might be hazy, a little crazy. I'm dragging a ball in a chain. Bitches calling, vices crawling. My life Life seems out of control. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. I'm going inside.
Power. Power. Power to the people, man.